Good afternoon and welcome to the Patient and Health Advocacy Summit Programming and Partnering webinar. My name is Sarah Arth and I will be one of the speakers today. I'm Vice President of Education at BIO, and my colleague Willie Reaves, who's Director of Partnering Products and Services at BIO, will join me as well. Thank you for joining us today. We're excited to give you an overview of the summit as well as some of the new features of the program this year. So for those of you who are new to the Patient and Health Advocacy Summit, it is now in its 6th year. The original summit was started in 2012. Each year the summit has grown and we now have nearly 200 attendees representing 150 organizations with over 320 attendees. So we look forward to meeting that today. The registration numbers look great, as well as the organizations represented. Just a little fun fact that the attendance growth since the inaugural summit in 2012 has grown by 60%. BIO started the summit to bring together the patient advocacy organizations, medical professional societies, health organizations, patients, caregivers, regulators, policymakers with the biotechnology industry. We look at this event as an idea exchange among this group and look forward to telling you more about what we're going to do there this year, as well as some of the new options we have to show attendees. Here is an example of some of the participating organizations from the 2016 summit. You can see that there is a wide breadth of patient organizations that attend this summit. Just a few testimonials from people that have participated before. Some of the things that we hear from them are that they appreciate the opportunity to talk and network with individuals that they might not otherwise encounter. People are excited about the program, and it really is an environment where people can come, connect with each other, interact, and really learn in that intimate setting with the speakers and the panelists that are part of the program. A few quick reminders before I go into the full-on overview of the agenda of the program. For those of you that are attending from out of town, there is a room block and a discounted rate at the Mayflower Hotel where the program will be held. If you do need a hotel, please make sure that you reserve it ASAP, as the deadline for the hotel room block and the negotiated rate is tomorrow, Friday, September 8th. Here is a quick overview of the schedule. I think some of you who are familiar with the summit know it as a half day on the first day and a half day on the second. Given feedback from prior years, we're expanding what we have to offer both within programming and networking opportunities. So the first day of the summit will be Monday, October 2nd. We have a full day of programming and networking followed by a reception at Teddy and the Bully Bar, which is just a quick walk away from the Mayflower Hotel. On Tuesday, October 3rd, we will kick off the morning with breakfast and programming, and then we will have a keynote that I'll talk about a little bit more later, followed by 2 new opportunities to the summit, which will be a personalized medicine workshop specifically focused on educating the patient community on the issues around personalized medicine, as well as our new offering this year, BIO OneOnOne Partnering. My colleague Willie will get more into the opportunities around one-on-one partnering, but it is a facilitated meeting program where you can go on and make facilitated appointments with people that are at the summit that are participating in the partnering. I'll let Willie get into more detail on that after I've gone through a little bit more of the program. So just a little bit more information about the networking reception, as those are sometimes what a lot of attendees look forward to wind down their day. But at the end of the day on Monday, October 2nd, we will host a reception at Teddy and the Bully Bar. As I mentioned, it's just a quick walk from the Mayflower Hotel, and we expect a good audience there with the attendees and others in the DC area to be able to network and really wind down at the end of your day. I want to make a quick thank you to our sponsors. As you can see here, we have several sponsors confirmed. Without the support of sponsorship, we really wouldn't be able to hold the summit, so we appreciate all of their support in making the summit possible. Now on to the program. We're happy to announce, hopefully most of you saw our announcement earlier this week, but the Dr. Scott Gottlieb, Commissioner of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, will be our keynote for this year's program. The keynote will happen on at 11 o'clock on the second day of the summit, October 3rd. We're very excited to have him come to the summit and talk about the patient-centric FDA initiatives and be able to interact with this audience. So to get more into the details of the programming, to kick off Monday, October 2nd, we have our first pre-summit workshop, which is new this year. We will be able to participate in a workshop around balancing access and affordability. This is an interactive exercise for people that choose to attend this, which will focus on really what the decisions the biotech CEO needs to make around bringing a product to market. It's an interactive exercise that I've gone through myself personally, and it really will allow audience members to vote and make decisions just like a biotech CEO would, which will give attendees some insight into what happens in the decision-making process around commercializing a product and then investing in R&D. Following the pre-summit workshop, we will have lunch roundtable discussions. For those of you who have been to the summit before, this is new, and our goal here would be to put together formalized networking around specific topics. So you'll get your lunch, you will be able to see that there's thought leaders at different tables leading discussions around specific issues that are relevant to the industry and to the patient advocates in the room. And our hope here is that we will stimulate exciting conversations around these issues and help with ideas sharing and networking among the different constituents in the audience. And then after lunch, we'll go into our opening session. Our session's focused around patient-centric clinical trials, both important to the industry and patient advocacy groups. And then following that session, we'll have two best practices seminars, one focused on planning an externally led patient-focused drug development meeting, and the second session focused around best practices in state advocacy. Our hope is that you'll be able to learn from case studies of organizations that have participated in both of these types of events and really do a best practice sharing with the community. We found in the past that these types of sessions have been really beneficial to the audience because they give you some great concrete examples to take away and implement at your respective organizations. So that's the programming day one. As I mentioned twice before already, after all the programming's done, we will have the networking reception that evening. Moving on to day two, we'll kick off the morning with breakfast, and then we will start the program with a section on the science of caregiving and bringing the caregiver's voice to the forefront. We are excited to bring this topic to the convention. We know that the caregiver is an integral part of the patient care continuum, and we think that talking about this issue and bringing individuals to the event to talk about it will be really beneficial to the attendees. And then following that session will be the closing keynote of the formal program with Dr. Scott Gottlieb, the Commissioner of the FDA. Following the closing keynote, we have two new offerings this year. The first programmatic element is the personalized medicine workshop. The personalized medicine workshop is going to focus on personalized medicine and the scientific foundation. You'll be able to hear different perspectives about how personalized medicine impacts the healthcare industry and more specifically patients' lives. And we will also discuss all of the regulatory and policy issues around personalized medicine and really how this interacts with the patient groups and really the patients who are at the forefront of personalized medicine. This is new this year. We're excited to bring this as an offering to the attendees that will be participating in the summit, and we hope that you take advantage of this personalized medicine workshop and enjoy all of the education. We do have, for reference, all of the education and the current speaker lineup is available on the Patient and Health Advocacy Summit website. But if there are any specific questions about the programming, my colleague Stephanie Haynes will be here to answer those questions at the end of the webinar. And at this time, I'd like to turn it over to my colleague Willie Reaves to talk about one-on-one partnering.
Thanks so much, Sarah. I hope everyone is really looking forward to the fantastic program that you and your team have put together. I know I definitely am. Welcome, everyone. Again, my name is Willie Reaves, Director of Partnering Products and Services at BIO, and we're so very excited to be hosting the Patient Health and Advocacy Summit again this year, and I'm particularly excited about bringing one-on-one partnering to the Patient Summit. So let's first dive right in. Today we'll be talking about what partnering offers you at the summit. I'll go over some of the core features of the partnering system, and then we'll do a live walkthrough of the system to give you an inside view of what you can do and how it can benefit you. Please note that registered attendees for the summit receive access to the partnering system within 2 business days. So many of you on the webinar probably have already received your login credentials from biopartnering at bio.org. Sarah mentioned earlier that you're able to submit questions that regarding programming or regarding partnering, and you can do that by using the chat box inside your GoToWebinar panel. If you just click inside that chat box, you can enter a question, and we'll be able to take any of those inquiries and address those toward the end of today's webinar. So let's dive right in. What is partnering? What's the BIO one-on-one partnering system, and how can it benefit you? The partnering system is an online platform that you'll be able to use to post your company or organization's profile so that you can set up pre-scheduled meetings to hold at the Patient Health and Advocacy Summit. Other attendees will be able to search for you and reach out to you for meetings. You'll have the ability to review all of these meeting requests to identify potential partners that are worth discussing with. A variety of companies, as Sarah mentioned earlier, will be participating, as well as other organizations from biotechs, pharma companies, patient advocacy organizations, policy, and others. So we've really got a wide representation from within the summit. You're able to use the partnering system to pre-schedule meetings and make the most of your summit experience. We're so excited about this opportunity this year, and please note that partnering meetings can be scheduled in the afternoon on Tuesday, October 3rd from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock p.m. We've used the BIO one-on-one partnering system at a number of events, BIO events and otherwise, and especially our BIO International Convention has seen a very robust response from the patient advocacy community. With that, BIO identified a great opportunity for the patient advocacy and health policy community, and we're so excited to be bringing partnering to the Patient and Health and Advocacy Summit this year. And we hope that you'll participate. Let's talk about a few steps to help you be as successful as possible in partnering. And don't worry, we'll go over each of these in detail shortly, and this slide deck will also be made available to webinar registrants following the webinar. The first thing that you'll want to do is to complete your organization's profile. This is very, very, very important, as the information that you include is what other companies will use to search and identify you. Next, you'll need to mark your calendar availability. The partnering system will do the meeting scheduling for you, but we can only do that if we know when you want to be available to meet. So the more time slots that you open up in the afternoon, the more meetings that you're able to have. You can use your message center to send and receive meeting requests from the many participating companies and organizations at the summit. And we encourage you to log in regularly. Don't just log in once and forget about it. It's not a set it and forget it kitchen timer. Log in regularly to review your message center. See what new updates have come in. Check for new companies that may have registered so that you can always have the latest opportunities. Meeting scheduling will begin on September 19th, so once you logged in and sent out some requests, don't worry that they won't pop up on your calendar right away. We allow time in the beginning to allow sending and receiving, and then we begin the scheduling process in mid-September. After that, meeting scheduling will happen on a rolling process just about every day, including up and through the summit itself. Let's take a look at some of the core areas inside the BIO one-on-one partnering system. When you log in, you will see a page similar to this one, your home page. On the left side here, this left panel, this is an overview of your company and delegates' profiles. One very useful pro tip here is make sure that once you've logged in that you complete your delegate profile. Add in your job title. Include a professional headshot. These things make it much easier for other companies to find you on site at the event and add a bit of personal flair to your profile as well. In the center, you can see an overview of your calendar, and here to the right as well, an overview of your message center. If you go up to the right-hand section here, you can find your profile picture. You can log out of the system here, as well as update your notification preferences. We've also got some educational resources on the right-hand side of the screen. If you ever have a question or would like some additional support on partnering, feel free to reach out to our customer service team using this information here. We've also got the steps for success here. And if you happen to be participating in the JP Morgan conference or related activities around JP Morgan Week in 2018, we also have a free partnering offering for then as well. Now, let's take a look at the oh so important organization or company profile. The first thing you'll notice at the top is an area for you to upload your company logo. In some cases, especially if you have already attended or your organization has previously attended a bio partnering event, your company profile or profile pictures may already be available. However, if they're not, we would definitely encourage you to upload your company logo here and fill out as much information as possible. Include a succinct, brief description, and really be thorough in filling out your full description here. Talk about what you're looking for at the summit, what sorts of organizations or companies you'd like to partner with. This is your opportunity to showcase yourself. Looking at a deeper dive of the profile, if you scroll more toward the bottom, you have an area where you can input any recent news. So this is a great area to input any policy developments that you or your team may have been working on. If there are particular assets under development or commercialization, this is a great area to showcase those developments. Definitely list your company size. A lot of other organizations find it useful to micro-target, if you will, companies of a particular size. Be sure to include your website, and we recommend including your address, but if not, at least please think about including your state and or country here, as those are also useful search parameters. In the center of your profile, there's a section for assets, market products, and services. Especially for patient advocacy groups, the services section can be particularly useful. And you can use it for a wide array of things. Example services could be patient recruitment, clinical research services, research grants, and many other items. So take a moment to think about what your organization has to offer and fill out those items here. Now, let's take a look at the calendar. This is where you'll set your availability for partnering meetings and where you can also view programming that's going on at the Patient Health and Advocacy Summit. The first thing you'll want to do when you log in and going to the calendar is to change your availability. By default, all of the partnering time slots from 1 to 4 p.m. on Tuesday will be unavailable. So you'll need to tell us when you are available to take meetings. If you look over to the right-hand side here, you will also see the programming options that Sarah has just reviewed, and you're able to add those to your calendar here. So you can really plan your entire experience. Just a quick note, though, that partnering only takes place on Tuesday, so don't forget to review the Monday programming, which you can find online at bio.org or also in your on-site guide at the Patient Summit. Now, let's look at the search section. When you click on the search in the menu bar, you'll be taken to the company search here, and this is just a sample of some of the organizations that are currently participating in the partnering system, and this list is updated daily. Here at the top, there are gray tabs. They look black here just for additional highlight, but you can search for companies, delegates or participants, assets, market products, and services here. So be sure to take full advantage. We also have very, very detailed and powerful search features using the advanced search button. And inside of the advanced search, you're also able to filter by registration date. So, for example, if you log into the partnering system every Monday to review your requests, you can check to see only companies that have come in since the previous Monday to help you search more efficiently. Up at the top, you can export your search results into a handy Excel file and take them with you on the go. Here, you're able to use this button to send a new meeting request to a company, and you can use the star function if you would like to bookmark a company or delegate of interest. Now, partnering is all about meetings and meeting requests. So how does one send a meeting request? There's a button at the top of the partnering system that says New Request, also here next to company profiles in the search. You'll enter the name of the company that you're interested in meeting with. Put in a tailored subject line. This is very important. No one wants to read an email for which the subject is email. Similarly, it's not useful if you make the subject of your meeting request. So think about your offering, take a look at the other company's profile, and put in something more targeted, tailored, and customized to them. Do the same with the body of your message here. By default, you, the person logged in, will be the default participant, but you can always add other participants from your organization as well. Once you hit send request, that will be fired off to the other company. One quick note here is that one-on-one partnering takes place on a company-to-company basis. So if you are browsing another company or organization's profile and see a particular person with whom you're interested in meeting, that's great. You can certainly mention their name here within the message section. However, that other company will be the one to select their participants from their company to attend the meeting. Now let's take a look inside your message center. This is where you will really manage all of your meeting activity. Here at the top, you can filter your messages, whether they're outgoing or ingoing, check on them by particular status. So you'll especially want to look at your accepted meetings or any incoming requested meetings you've got. We have some filter features up here at the top, an Excel export again. And once you get closer to the conference, when we're about a week out, you can use the reply only button here to send a text response if you haven't gotten a response from companies. Just keep in mind that simply because you haven't received a response immediately is not a negative indicator. Everyone logs in at different times and checks the system with a different frequency. Now, let's take an in-person demonstration so that you can get more of a feeling for what the partnering system looks like. So I'm logged into the partnering system right now, and you'll see a view very similar to what we looked at a few moments ago. However, I want to hit on a few important features. So if we go to the search section and choose a company of interest, you're able to open their company profile here and see all of the information that they have included. So be sure to be thorough in this section in identifying other companies of interest. You can also bookmark them or print their company profile from this area. One good thing to note about your own profile is that outside of all of the great fields that we have here, in the content section, you're also able to upload a whole variety of materials. If you have a video that really showcases the patient advocacy work your organization has been doing, you're able to link directly to YouTube here so that others can watch it. If you want to include a PowerPoint presentation, a pitch deck, or something else, be sure to use the content area here to really showcase your offering to other companies. Also keep in mind in your message center that you'll want to log in and check regularly, but first you'll want to set the availability in your calendar. These are all the time slots that are available, so ensure that you have marked your availability before going in and sending meeting requests. We hope that you'll have a wonderful experience using partnering, and we really are so excited about bringing this opportunity to the Patient Health and Advocacy Summit. The partnering system will allow you to reach out to organizations that might be difficult to connect with on a casual basis at the summit with hundreds of attendees, as Sarah mentioned. And you'll be able to do the work in advance. Bio schedules the meetings for you using this calendar availability so that you can arrive to the summit with a plan. No more fiddling back and forth with emails, phone calls, and arranging things perhaps with your assistant. Bio does a lot of the work for you so that you can really arrive and make the most of your summit experience. We also have a wonderful partnering mobile application that you're able to use. It's free and available for both iPhone and Android. So check out Bio OneOnOne in your App Store. You can see your programming, your calendar, your partnering meetings, even requests to reschedule meetings on the go right from the app. So we definitely encourage you to take advantage of this while you're on site to help manage your partnering experience. If anyone has any questions, please use the chat box inside of your GoToMeeting screen. If you have inquiries about programming, about partnering, anything about the Patient Health and Advocacy Summit, please feel free to submit those now, and we'll be happy to address those live. All right, so we just had a question come in about the personalized medicine workshop from Anne. What is personalized medicine and why should I attend? I'm going to turn it over to my colleague Jeremy Eisenberg to describe more about the personalized medicine workshop.
All right, thanks, Willie. Hi, everyone. I'm Jeremy Eisenberg. I work here at Bio in the Health Policy Department. Just wanted to give an overview of the Personalized Medicine Workshop. So personalized medicine is essentially the new wave of the future for medicine. It's essentially taking a one-size-fits-all practice, moving it, and stratifying it into a field that tailors the right treatment for the right patient at the right time. And the reason that has serious uptake in the field is because it allows lower costs for patients. I think for rare disease patients who attend the summit, it takes like around 7 years to get an accurate diagnosis. And theoretically, for personalized medicine and diagnostics field, they're able to diagnose the disease within like 1 to 2 years. And so that saves patients a lot of time and heartache, saves families from a lot of pain and heartache as well, going to get tested, needless tests, not knowing what the disease that they have. And so this really just changes the paradigm of things. I think we're going to talk about how this affects basically the supply chain of medicine, basically from the company that develops a diagnostic device to the company that develops like a therapeutic that runs through clinical trials. Clinical trials will be transformed because they'll be able to use biomarkers and be able to test more accurately and more quickly and get the drugs to market more quickly for the patients. And so we're also going to run through the process of how genetic counselors will interpret the data and explain that to patients. We'll also give you an example of how a patient benefited from personalized medicine as well. And I think we're also going to do an overview of like of the landscape, how personalized medicine came to be, where it's going, the major tenets of it, examples such as real-world evidence, and biomarkers are a huge part of the field, as well as genomic sequencing. And I think that basically, if you don't know much about this field, we're happy to teach you about it and engage you with the stakeholders, and you'll be able to ask even more questions, specifically when you get into the workshop. So we look forward to seeing you there. And I'll hand it back over to Willie now.
Thanks so much, Jeremy. We just had another question come in. When will the lunch discussion topics be announced? Stephanie, would you like to take that one on?
Hi everyone, this is Stephanie Haynes here with Bio. The topics for the lunch roundtables are still coming in and being reviewed, and we hope to have them up on the website soon. Thank you.
All right, looks like we've got one final question here, which is where will the partnering meetings be held? That is a great inquiry. Partnering meetings are going to take place in the ballroom right there on site at the Mayflower Hotel. So we have meeting points that are going to be made available. You'll be able to have your meetings scheduled into those using the partnering system. So everything will be right there for you on site, and we are very much looking forward to hosting you for the Patient Health and Advocacy Summit. Okay, thank you all so much. We are deeply appreciative for both of your participation in this webinar and your attendance at the 2017 Bio Patient Health Advocacy Summit. We look forward to seeing you, and in the meantime, if you have any questions, don't feel free to reach out to our teams at bio.org. With partnering inquiries, you can always contact the partnering team at biopartnering@bio.org. We look forward to seeing you in October. Have a great day.